Now I'm going to talk about the only ultimate 4-season sleeping bag setup that you actually need. Now I'm out here in our base camp that we use during the beginning of the winter. If you're new to this channel, my name is Matti and I'm working as a dog musher and nature guide together with my partner up in Jokkmokk. This is just above the Arctic Circle in northern Sweden. Outdoor life is actually what I'm doing for a living. This is our tent camp with a big stove, and it's not ready yet because later on we're going to have all the beds around here. But we start building it up now and preparing for the season. The guests will start arriving in 1 week or something like that. It's cold and I can see on the fabric that it's moisture, so I had to go here and make fire. But not today. Today I'm going to record a video about sleeping bags. Now I'm going to talk about the only ultimate 4-season sleeping bag setup that you actually need. This is the way of using sleeping bags that I have been using for a long time, since I was 14-15 years old. And this works. It has kept me alive, it has kept me warm and giving me many nights out in the nature. But still, if I do know what I'm talking about, you maybe have a different opinion about gears and so. Don't hesitate. Write it in the comment field down below, because I learn all the time from you also, and hopefully you can pick something from me. I always pack my sleeping bag in a waterproof bag. This is something from Border that is waterproof. So when I transport my sleeping bag, they are waterproof. The sleeping bag I'm going to show you today is also from a Ukrainian company called Rockfront. This is made by people who love lightweight, ultra lightweight outdoor gear. That's written on their website. It is outdoor people who produce gear for outdoor people. And the sleeping bag you get from them is also really good for the money you pay. It's an amazing sleeping bag. I also using other sleeping bags like Western Mountaineering that are much more expensive than this, but I also use cheaper ones than this. I'm working as an outdoor guide and dog musher, so sleeping bags are something I use a lot. This is 2 sleeping bags we're going to talk about. This one, Rockfront 600 UL. UL stands for ultralight. I don't remember how many different type of sleeping bags they have. They have the UL one that's here, but they also have the 600 not UL. And there is a few difference, I don't really know. You had to go to their website. I put a link down below and in the description, and then you can check by yourself. This is 840 gram heavy sleeping bag. The comfort temperature is -6 Celsius, below 0 of course. And the extreme temperature is -11 Celsius. This have a full zipper and all the way down to the feet, so you can open it down here. I choose the 600 UL as my summer sleeping bag because I live in the Arctic, north of Arctic Circle. I go up in the mountains and it can be quite chilly here also during the summer. So I want a sleeping bag I can trust on and that I keep me warm even if it's a cold summer day. If you live in a warmer place, you could replace this one with the UL 400, I think they had, the Rockfront 400. It will not make a big difference to the setup I will show you later on. These Rockfront sleeping bags are a little bit different because they have the zipper in front here. So you take the hood over your head like this. You have seen me using this summer in different videos, and in the beginning I was struggling a little bit to understand how to get the hood over my head. So it's a different technique from having the little bit different when you use with the zipper on the side. And after a while I started liking this a lot. You can open the zipper the whole way here, and when you open it the whole way, whoop, it will be like a blanket. So if it's really hot, you can stay just on your isomat and use it as a blanket. And that's also nice if it's really warm. So the only reason why you should not have a warm sleeping bag is if you want to have something that's not 800 gram. If you want something that's a little bit lighter, then I should go for the lighter one. So this Rockfront 600 UL comes for 330 euro when I checked last time. Prices go up and down, and euro, dollar, Swedish kroner goes, yeah, it's a different world we live in now. This is a really good summer sleeping bag, and I also use this in cabin during the winter, because then I can bring it into the cabin, and even if it goes below 0 in the cabin, this will keep me enough warm. Now let's talk about the next one. This is Rockfront 1000 UL, and this is 1340 gram. This comfort temperature is minus 14 Celsius, below 0 of course, and extreme temperature minus 20. You can use it a warm winter day like today, but I would not use it as my only winter sleeping bag. But if I see the temperature is okay-ish, I would bring it. But I always want a warmer sleeping bag than the temperature actually shows. And that's no matter whatever sleeping bag I have. You don't really trust the numbers you see. You had to add on a little bit. This winter, I call this winter sleeping bag, the zipper stops here, so it also you can't open for the feet. The zipper is also in middle here, so you open it on the top. And I use this one in late autumn, and I use it in early springtime, and sometimes during the winter. Then I use it. So it's my fall and spring sleeping bag. Rockfront 1000 UL cost something like 425 euro when I check their website. Both these sleeping bags are very thin out layer and a really good quality on the down. It's usually 850 on a lot of different high quality products, but this is 870. You know more about down quality than I do probably. So go over to Rockfront homepage and check it out by yourself. It's interesting. If you want to use them when it's really low temperature, you can take this one, the inner sleeping bag, and put it inside the warmer one and make it like this. And suddenly you have a double sleeping bag, double walled sleeping bag, you see? So this is much warmer usually than if you buy one winter sleeping bag. And you also save the money, because now you can use your summer sleeping bag and your fall, spring sleeping bag and use it for extreme winter sleep as winter sleep. So it's really good if you want to save money, and if you want to save resources, and if you don't want to have so much gear. Now I'm talking about the Rockfront sleeping bag. You maybe already have 2 sleeping bags, or you have one synthetic sleeping bag. Then it's perfect to get one of these down sleeping bags and put inside the synthetic one. If you're going to do it like this, it's also good if the outer sleeping bag is a little bit bigger than the inner one. So maybe a large one and a medium one for a person like me. This is a system I have been using since I was 15 year old. I had 2 not good sleeping bag when I grow up. There was maybe around 0 each one of them, and I put them together and I was sleeping outside and down to minus 20. My parents was worried, of course, but I survived and I'm here. And the technique of putting 2 sleeping bags inside each other is really good. If you don't have 2 down, it could actually be an advantage of having a synthetic sleeping bag outside and a down sleeping bag inside. If you're camping close to fire, have a cheaper layer outside if you get sparklers from the fire. If you stay in a hot tent, or if you're camping in tent, down is really good. And now we have one -6 comfort and -14 comfort. This will not be -20 comfort. This will be more than -20 as a comfort. So you don't just put the numbers together. I don't know how you calculate this, but it's more. You can use the inner one in the cabins, and you use it like this when you are camping. And then you don't need to bring all the gear in and out from cabins and so on. But usually when you arrive to cabin, you want to dry stuff. And if you have it like this, it's also easier to dry the sleeping bag. Because now look, you can put it a piece and you can dry 2 sleeping bags instead of having one big bulky sleeping bag to try to dry that. I'm making a lot of dog sled tours, and then I using this as the inner sleeping bag. I use it as my cabin sleeping bag, and I add them together in the night when I'm camping, of course. So it's a nice setup. I really recommend it. This is the ultimate 4-season setup if you don't want a lot of gear and if you don't want to spend a lot of money. This is something you get for less than 800 euro, and I must say you get a lot of value for the money here. Now when we're talking about Ukrainian company, I want to show you one more thing. This, I just got an Ukrainian axe. This is from a company called Packraft. It's a really heavy axe. This is not ultralight gear. It's a really heavy, big killing elk axe. Probably they have a lot of Russian tanks that they can make axe heads from. So maybe you get a piece of a Russian tank when you buy an Ukrainian axe. I don't know. Good axe. I don't remember the price, but Packraft Ukraine axe. You find them. They make knives and all different kind of things. I picked a heavy one. Probably Stina is going to have it in her sled this winter, because we usually have a heavy big axe in winter in our sleds for protection against elks, and also if we need to make a big fire very quickly. So now I'm hooked up the dogs in front of the sled again, and I'm ready to go. I'm not going to show you more dog sledding in this video, because if you want to see dog sled video, head over to another video and the channel. Check for dog sledding videos. This was a sleeping bag video. See you next video. Ciao!